sorry, you guys can hear that. That was a Snapchat.
The Nets come into an Eastern Conference contest in this game. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA.
Sometimes I forget I'm streaming.
Kevin Harlan here along
Good
with
life.
Mark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. For the Bucks, they continue their stretch of home games. They're free-falling right now, piling up loss after loss.
They're free-falling.
Bucks leading by 3.
The Nets brought in a lot of talent before last season, and even though they had the big-name stars starting,
Jared Jack, my high school coach's protege. Not protege, I don't want to call him protege.
they were actually a very deep team.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Mayo.
Yeah, I know.
6 to shoot.
They're in my face, bro. What are you talking about? Watch the game.
No good. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Oh my God, you're in my face.
And the Bucks with some changes. It's checked in for Mayo. And it's Mr. Perfect in for Nate Walters. And here's a list of players that have been coming through for their team on both ends of the floor. The point guards with the most steals over the course of the last month. Deron Williams, 4th.
And not only are these players tremendous at picking ball handlers' pockets, but as terrific point guards, they know how to clog passing lanes and come up with a lot of steals that way as well.
Absolutely.
Just dunk and hold on to the rim.
And in all sorts of situations, transition, half-court sets, out-of-bounds plays, in the lane. They are the NBA's most complete defenders at the one-guard spot.
Antetokounmpo passes to Parker. The Bucks working the ball around.
Wrong pad, wrong button.
Knight dishes to Henson. Another shot. Here's Parker. And it's blocked by Kirilenko.
Things have kind of gone south
Get what he
here
said.
in the quarter.
Corey Parker's 0 for 5.
Plumlee, chance there to take the lead, missing. The Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to the Wizards in Washington.
Well, they were definitely the favorites going into that one, but it was a much tougher game than people anticipated, and they couldn't get it done.
You know, the way I looked at it, these were two evenly matched teams. I mean, I think the scoreboard pointed that out and brought that to fruition.
Here's Mr. Perfect. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Boston. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. Henson the pass to Mr. Perfect. Expanding his range, and that one's good.
Flash.
And the Nets with possession here. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Williams kicks to Plumlee. Outside Kirilenko. And Williams, here we go. That drops. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Mr. Perfect, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Feeds it to Knight. Pass to Parker. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Oh, my
It's got to be a relief for him to finally get one to fall. No longer has he been bageled from the field. He can
Sorry about
relax
that, guys.
a little bit and exhale.
TV off.
Chris Middleton's checked in for John Henson. And then for Brooklyn, here's a Teletovic comes in for Andre Kirilenko. And Jared Jack has subbed in for Williams.
Jabari Parker, a self-described obedient kid growing up in Chicago, maintained a 3.7 GPA through high school. He went so far as to say he had lower self-esteem in his younger days. You don't often hear about that from NBA athletes, but it's a reality. Believe me, I see these guys. They often aren't as confident as you might think. But there's no reason for this guy to doubt his worth now, especially on a basketball court. Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too
All right.
Here's Mr. Perfect, defended by Jack. Mr. Perfect, the pass to Parker. Parker left side. And that one's good.
Yeah, Jabari Parker.
And as humble as Jabari Parker seems off the court, Clark, he seems like one of those guys who flips a switch when he steps on the floor. Great motor, terrific hunger, real competitive.
Yeah, extremely competitive and confident and assertive. And with his talent, if you add those attributes, you've got a guy that looks like he could be a potential all-star someday.
Nets trail by 3. Here's Bogdanovich, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in.
Tie game.
Has got himself going.
This is where it goes downhill.
First basket of the game. Here's Mr. Perfect, defended by Jack.
Shoot that. Oh.
There's a screen. There's the pass to Antetokounmpo inside. And the shot is good. That's 10 points.
Jabari Parker.
Love the interior passing. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Outside Jack. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
Here's Mr. Perfect, defended by Jack. Mr. Perfect, the pass to Middleton. And there
I couldn't get it. I should call a timeout.
And the Nets with possession here. Johnson outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in.
On tap this
I
Wednesday,
should call timeout
February
right there.
11th, DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings take on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Uh-oh. Game I played for in 2K14.
So far, it's been a closely contested game. Substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Sanders. Parker comes in for Chris Middleton. Mr. Perfect, he's checked in for Jared Dudley. And Nate Walters subbed in for Brandon Knight. And a new group in for the Nets.
Alright, so 2010, I played for the Celtics. 11, I got drafted by the Timberwolves.
Nate Walters out there with Antetokounmpo. That's the group for
and got
Milwaukee
traded
right now. And let's now go to the sideline.
Got drafted by Rockets.
Well, for the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, basketball enabled him to lift his family from
got
poverty in
drafted
Greece,
by
but his motivation goes beyond the financial. He said, "I'm
Pelicans
addicted
now.
to this game. It's my life." And then added, "I don't want to be a good player. I want to be a great one." Kevin, he's on his way.
Tremendous potential, Doris. Thank you. Just 5 on the clock. Mr. Perfect, the pass to Parker.
Oh, like Jabari Parker. Getting that assist.
Offensive rebound. Here's Antetokounmpo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Well, John Henson was a late bloomer in high school. Played as a guard initially before hitting a major growth spurt. I think that helps him a lot when it comes to defending the perimeter. He's comfortable moving his feet and has a knack for blocking shots without fouling.
John Henson, a 6'11" rim protector, was a beanpole coming into the league, but he's managed to bulk up over the last couple of seasons, and you know that's really helped him to hold his ground on the inside.
That's good.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
They set the pick. And Walters kicks to Henson. On the mark with the 15-footer. Henson's got it all tied up now for the Bucks.
And for Henson, offensively, best around the rim. He's tried to develop his face-up game, but he hasn't had a whole lot of success once he steps outside the paint.
Okay, this is going to be a close game.
Milwaukee's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Walters passes to Mr. Perfect. And another basket for Milwaukee. And Ensign Clark, an excellent offensive rebounder, reason enough to keep him close to the rim on offense.
And Kevin, I think he's really deceptive too. Even though he's right-handed, he actually prefers finishing with his left hand. I think that throws defenders off balance a bit.
That's my fault, right? Yeah.
Rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
And he gets it to go. 14 points for Jabari Parker. Here is Williams. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington.
He was exquisite in that game, Kevin. It wasn't just the scoring, it was the passing, too. And his teammates, you could tell.
Why did they switch like that?
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Why?
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary.
Man.
Stolen. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead.
Oh, that's really great.
Putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Walters passes to Mr. Perfect. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, a dangerous trend here, guys, because they're starting to live and die with the outside jumper.
Yeah, you don't want to always do drive-through. Every now and then you got to go
inside.
inside.
Why am I guarding Plumlee?
Only
6 foot.
And get to the foul line.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Now, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And he wasn't really a flashy passer like a lot of the great playmakers you think of, but just always in control. Kind of an old school game, but one that was tremendously successful over the course of his almost 2 decades with the Utah Jazz.
There's too much standing around here. There's spectators out there. When you're between the lines, you got to be active and moving. You got to look to get that ball inside and get some high percentage chances.
Johnson outside. He feeds it to Kirilenko. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Kirilenko's got 10 points.
And he's shaking off a poor first-quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Oh, gosh.
And
I'm trying to cross with Darren Williams.
And that one's good.
Don't. I don't care.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense.
Never cross with Darren Williams.
That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
4 seconds left. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Great job. Take it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
The Bucks have been coming through at the charity strip. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And the first half ends in a close one. Nets lead by 5. Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Brandon Knight. And Brandon, how do you break down this game so far and what you guys need to do in the second half?
We're moving the ball really well right now and, really finding an open man. So, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, moving the ball.
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. I'll start with what's been a solid offensive effort for us. We're shooting the ball well because we're not trying to do too much. If the shot hasn't been there, you guys haven't forced it. Good work. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. This is a very
Coach.
And we've got a difficult.
The third quarter now beginning.
Can we get a first win with me on the team, or are we just gonna have to wait till
Chris Middleton's checked in for John.
Oh, after like my second. Oh, we're winning.
Checked in for OJ
Oh, we're down.
And Knight subbed in for Walters. And a new group in for the Nets. Plumlee, he's checked in for Lopez. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Kevin Garnett. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Andre Kirilenko. And Jared Jack has subbed in for Darren
We got
Williams.
a 10-point guard.
Brooklyn looking who they've got. Jared